All right, our next game, we have the Jaguars going to Philly. Philly is -6.5. I mean, the Jags definitely look good. Don't get me wrong, but Philly just looks like borderline untouchable right now. And that defense, I'm actually excited for that matchup. The Jags offense versus the Eagles defense. I think that's gonna be fun. And it's good. It's a good test for the Jags offense too.
I was gonna say this is gonna be like a more of a telling game for Trevor, like because like they do have a good defense. So like if he plays well, it's gonna look good. And I like what Doug's cooking up over there. They're getting up to where they need to be, but I think Philly rolls.
No, yeah, this is the thing is I'm taking the Eagles slightly hesitantly, but like I said about the Dolphins, like I said, like it goes hand in hand. Like I just said, until they do something to show me that I shouldn't pick them, I just cannot. I just cannot do it. So I got to ride with the Eagles. Right
Oh shit, Doug revenge game.
now.
Shit.
That's a crazy point though.
I have Jacksonville right now, but like really, really the more I think about it is that like, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is playing awesome. I think he's the real deal. I think he's going to play really well this week. But the fact of the matter is like, do I trust Zay Jones to get open against Darius Slay? Do I trust Kirk to get open against Bradbury? Like
Marvin.
that's a tough matchup. Marvin against Chauncey Gardner. Like the more I think about it, the harder it's going to be for Jacksonville's receivers to get open. But what I will say is that good quarterbacks can hit a guy even when they're covered. You know, if you put the ball in the right place, if you allow your receiver to make a play, sometimes they're going to come down with it. And I think Trevor is that kind of guy. So I'm going to stick with it.
Are you just saying this because you spent
$42?
some Trevor Lawrence?
I spent almost half of my free agency money for fantasy football on Trevor Lawrence this week.
Such a bold move.
I think it's a respectable move.
Yeah, I definitely respect it. I don't hate it. Maybe it's just
Not for the price. For the price,
little fantasy talk here. Same thing happened to me with Jeff Wilson, where I thought people were going to be gunning for him. So then when I put in $31 or whatever it was, the next highest bid was like 13. I was like,
no,
damn, bro, I could have put like 20.
Yeah, I could have put a lot less.
You were the only one to put a bid, right?
No,
there's
Luke and
3.
Sammy put a bid in.
But I think Luke's was like 15.
15 and 14.
Yeah.
I thought I was gassing it with golf for
That's
15.
No, not at all. 201 for like 18 or 15 too.
Yeah.
I
But
didn't go for 2.
back to your point, Connor. I think this is going to be a fun
I just
game
got
because, again, it's going to be a test for Trevor Lawrence. You just got it. It's going to be a test for Trevor Lawrence. And we're going to see just how far along he is in his progression because, I mean, last week he played really well, but I don't know. I kind of tossed them one out, to be honest, because of all the injuries and whatnot. And it was just a weird game.
I don't know. I might have said this last week. I don't know, but Jalen has. I think I did. I might have said it last week, but I'm still gonna keep saying it because I'm seriously impressed by Hurts.
Yeah.
He was the question mark, and he has erased the question mark, and has played really well, and it's cool. I don't know.
He erased the question mark, and you know what I think he reinforced? I think he reinforced how important it is to have most of your roster in the O line and your D line and trenches and the competitive, like the competitive parts of the team in place before you draft the quarterback. Because then, even if you draft the project guy, it makes it so much easier for it to work out for him. It's really hard for the project guy to work out when he has no O line, no receiver, which is like exactly what we're seeing for you guys right now, in a sense. And I think it just and I've been saying this for years. You guys know it reinforces my point. It's exactly what the Bills did for Josh Allen. I was out on Josh Allen his first year, no doubt. I'm an honest guy. It was like, what is it? What are they doing here? He looks terrible. But then you give him some O-line, you give him some time, you give him some weapons. The Eagles did it perfectly. Howie Roseman has been masterclassing. And but for the Jaguars too, I got to give him a little shout out. I think Trevor Lawrence has been playing awesome. They've had some playmakers on defense. Devin Lloyd, awesome pick.
Yeah, he's
Absolute
really
playmaker.
well.
Looking like he's looking like really like the next great interior linebacker that came out recently, and he's looking awesome. Coverage, run defense. Trayvon Walker's doing his thing, man. The Jags defense is young and up and coming for real. Like the Jags are right now, I don't think anything can be played with, and I think that it's going to marinate more and more. That like, the Jags are going to be for real soon enough, like sooner than later.
I got a question for you guys. So through 3 weeks, has Jalen Hurts really been tested yet? Because when you think about it, what was it? week 1 they played the Lions,
Lions.
and that team, Kudo wasn't really playing like he is now. They're all pretty young.
He was kind of locking up. I think he locked up Devonta.
Devonta
okay,
had
that's a
0.
fair
That
point.
was a
Devonta
great.
had no
That was
catches.
a great point.
I
And
think he
but
did
like-
lock him up.
But
But yeah.
it was,
They're not a-
AJ
they're
Brown
not a
went
good
for
defense.
150.
Yeah,
So
AJ did
like
go for
week
it, yeah.
2, Minnesota has like the most vanilla defense ever. Last week, Washington, the
They're not a
worst
good
team in
defense.
football. Like, has Hurts been tested
My
yet?
gosh.
He has
So,
not. Yeah.
I actually want to take this one because I watched the quarterback school of Jalen Hurts' last game against the Commanders.
Fantastic
Awesome.
breakdowns.
Yeah, I love him, and shout out to him. If you guys want to go watch quarterbacks, that's the best place to do it. He wasn't like nitpicking; he was giving him his flowers, but there were a number of plays where Jalen Hurts really didn't make the right decision. One of the times he scrambled up the middle instead of just waiting like an extra second and throwing a dig to AJ Brown over the middle. He was wide open; it just came across a little bit later. So I am a little nervous that there is going to be some drop off of play. I still think he's going to be very good, but I think that once we see him play good defense, we're going to see him get tested, and maybe he won't get away with as much and whatnot. But it's going to be really interesting to see.
I do think an underrated part, Dobbs' favorite guy, Trayvon Walker, those edges are very athletic.
Good.
So if he's rolling out, like, I would trust those two to
Jason
grab
Brown?
him. Yeah.
No, and I just love how versatile Trayvon is. Like, just quick side note. I mean, it's just awesome to see, like, because he's what an interesting player. I mean, if you're a Jags fan, you got to be ecstatic right now. You can literally throw this guy anywhere on the D line, just like at Georgia. He'll find a way to the ball, man. It's awesome.
I agree.